Hello, Len. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, Swasky. Nice to speak with you.
Nice, yeah. I'm really happy because, we are going to talk about life stories.
Yes.
And you are our guest in the workshop next July. And
Next June.
June, sorry. Yes, June.
It's at the end of June,
Yeah.
I think. Yes.
Yes. And, as a guest, you are going to talk about your experience as a photographer, but now also as a sketcher. And tell a bit about you and your work, please.
Okay. Well, for probably 26 years now, I've been a photographer. I started as a freelance photographer. Then over the years, I've kind of added in writing. And I've more recently added in sketching. But I see them all as the same thing. There's just different ways of telling stories. So in my photography and my writing, I've told stories about urban renewal, urban regeneration. We've had a lot of that in Manchester. And also about social issues, things around vulnerable people on the edges of society. So I'm quite used to meeting new people, asking about their stories, and then finding the best way of telling that story to another audience.
Good. And have you noticed a difference between using photography and now using drawing in your work?
Yes, absolutely. I think some of the principles are absolutely the same, and that's what I'd like to talk about on the workshop, and what I've learned through photography and writing, and how some of that, quite a lot of that, actually relates to what you're doing with sketching and writing, how you talk to people, how you interview people, and things like that. But it's interesting how people relate to being photographed and to being sketched. I think photographing people can sometimes be taking something from them quite quickly. I try not to do that. I try to talk to people and, build up a relationship even when I'm taking photographs. But when you're drawing, it feels, for the subject certainly, perhaps a little less threatening, more intriguing, and the subjects get more involved in it to some extent. They don't always like the result. I'm not very good at capturing a perfect likeness, but the process is an interesting one, and that's what I'd like to talk about and give examples of when I come down to Bristol.
Are you going to talk about this?
Yes, I am, and hopefully by then I'll have another one as well, which is similar but not the same. And I'll talk about a third project I've done. So this is a project I did for a housing association in Bolton in Greater Manchester, where I followed a food growing project over a period of months, and I interviewed local people about how they got involved, and I kind of followed the people who were actually delivering the project. So yes, absolutely be talking about that. But even stuff that I haven't spoken to you about, I'm doing some work at the moment with a homeless charity near me, and they've commissioned me to tell their story through words and sketches as well. So that's really up to date. Still a bit scary. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with it yet, but these things you'll know that, sometimes you don't know how a project might start, but things start to fall into place. And maybe by June, more of those things will have fallen into place, and I'll give some examples of that.
Great. Well, I think we have already given some clues to the people that they are going to be with us or are interested in. I think, thank you so much, Len.
It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure too. And well, see you on June.
In June.
Yeah.
Okay, see you then. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.